Hey, have you ever wondered how some people seem to just get rich out of nowhere, almost like magic? You know, those stories you hear about someone who just hit it big overnight with some mysterious new technology? Well, a lot of those stories today are about AI, artificial intelligence. And I'm not just talking about big corporations or tech giants. I'm talking about regular people, folks like you and me, who are suddenly finding themselves with serious money, all because they've tapped into the right AI-driven tools. In 2023 alone, over 1.4 million new millionaires were created, and you guessed it, AI was the driving force behind their wealth. That's a 35% surge from the previous year, and if you're thinking, that's crazy, well, you're not wrong. We're talking about nearly $1 trillion assets now being managed by AI systems, a figure that's more than doubled in just 5 years. It's like the rules of the game have changed and AI is the one calling the shots. But here's the thing, while AI is making some people rich, really rich, it's also doing something else. It's creating this massive divide, this huge gap between those who know how to use AI to their advantage and those who are just left behind. And the truth is, the game is rigged. AI isn't just helping people win, it's setting the rules and deciding who gets to play. I've been digging into this for a while, and the more I learn, the more I realize that AI is like this double-edged sword. It's incredibly powerful, but also incredibly dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So, if you're intrigued by how all this works, and maybe a little worried, stick with me. I'm going to take you through what's really going on behind the scenes, the stuff you won't hear about on the news. And hey, if you're finding this as fascinating as I am, why not hit that like button? And it helps me keep bringing you these deep dives into the future of finance. So, let's get into it. AI is literally rewriting the rules of how wealth is created, and it's doing it so fast that most of us don't even realize what's happening. You see, the global market for AI in finance is projected to hit $64 billion by 2030. That's an insane growth rate, over 40% annually. It's not just growth here, it's an explosion that's shifting the balance of financial power. But here's where it gets really interesting. The big players, those massive hedge funds and financial institutions, they're not just using AI to make better decisions, they're using it to dominate. They've developed AI algorithms that can process billions of transactions every single day. These algorithms don't sleep, they don't get tired, they just keep going, making profits faster than regulators can even keep up. Take Renaissance Technologies, for example. Their medallion fund is famous, or maybe infamous, for generating an average annual return of 66% before fees since 1988. And the secret sauce, AI. They use AI to mine data in ways that are so complex, it's almost impossible for a human to even understand what's happening. And they're not alone. Firms like Citadel and Bridgewater Associates are doing the same thing, leveraging AI to create a kind of financial dominance that's unprecedented. But, and this is a big but, these AI systems aren't just participating in the market. No, they're manipulating it. They can create artificial price movements, engage in high-frequency trading, and even spread misinformation to trick other traders. It's like they've turned the stock market into this giant game of chess, and they're several moves ahead of everyone else. The scary part? They're playing with real money, our money, and they're winning big time. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how does this affect me? Well, it's simple. If you're not using AI or at least understanding how it works, you're at a serious disadvantage. The game has changed and the old rules don't apply anymore. That's why it's so important to get ahead of this now before it's too late. And hey, I'm curious, what do you think so far? Drop a comment below and let me know if this is opening your eyes to the new reality of finance. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's dive deeper into the tools that are making people rich, or depending on how you look at it, screwing them over. Because for every success story, there's a darker side that most people don't see. You've probably heard of robo-advisors, right? Platforms like Betterment, Wealthfront, they've become incredibly popular because they make investing easy. You just set up an account, answer a few questions, and bam! You've got a personalized portfolio managed by AI. Sounds great, doesn't it? These platforms are managing over $1.4 trillion in assets as of 2023. That's a huge number. And it's growing every year. For a lot of people, robo-advisors are their first step into the world of investing. They're accessible, they're affordable, and they promise optimized returns with minimal effort. What's not to like? But here's the thing, they're not as neutral as they seem. Beneath that friendly user interface, these platforms are often engaging in something called self-dealing. What that means is they're funneling your money into funds that they own or have a stake in. And why? Because those funds generate kickbacks and commissions for the platform. It's a conflict of interest, plain and simple. Even more unsettling is how these platforms use AI to monitor your behavior. They're not just passively managing your money, they're actively predicting what you're going to do next. If their algorithms think you're about to withdraw your funds or switch services, they'll adjust your portfolio in a way that locks you in, even if it's not the best move for you. It's like they're using AI to play mind games with your money. There was a case in 2022 where Betterment was caught steering users into its own ETFs during market downturns under the guise of risk management. These funds performed 15% worse than other available options, but Betterment still made millions in fees, and the users, they were left with weaker returns, all while believing the AI was working in their best interest. It's like being sold a car with a hidden defect, only you don't find out until it's too late. And don't even get me started on how these platforms upsell premium features that aren't really worth the cost. The AI is programmed to identify who's most likely to upgrade, and then it subtly nudges you in that direction. Before you know it, you're paying extra for services you don't really need, and the platform is raking in even more money. So while robo-advisors are making investing more accessible, they're also using AI in ways that can be, well, a bit shady. It's a classic case of something that looks good on the surface but has some serious issues once you start digging deeper. Now, if you thought robo-advisors were complicated, wait until you hear about algorithmic trading. This is where AI really shows its teeth. Algorithmic trading, or algo trading, is the practice of using AI algorithms to execute trades at speeds and volumes that no human could ever match. We're talking about processing vast amounts of market data in real time, making decisions in milliseconds, and executing trades faster than the blink of an eye. In 2023, AI-driven algorithmic trading accounted for over 85% of all trading volume on U.S. exchanges. That's right. Most of the trading happening on Wall Street isn't being done by people, it's being done by machines. And these machines are scary good at what they do. These algorithms don't just react to the market, they predict it. They're able to analyze patterns and trends that would take a team of analysts weeks to figure out, and they do it in seconds. They can also execute trades with such precision that they can capitalize on even the tiniest price fluctuations that might only exist for a fraction of a second. But here's where it gets really interesting and a little bit unsettling. These AI systems are designed to exploit market inefficiencies ruthlessly. One of the most common tactics is something called flash trading. This is where the AI takes advantage of minuscule price differences that exist for just microseconds. The AI executes trades so quickly that it can make money off these tiny discrepancies before anyone else even realizes they exist. It's like having a time machine that lets you peek into the future just for a split second, but that's all it takes. And then there's spoofing, a tactic where the AI places massive orders that it has no intention of fulfilling just to create a false impression of market activity. Other traders see these big orders and think the market is about to move, so they react accordingly. Once the market starts to shift, the AI cancels its orders and capitalizes on the movement it just created. It's a form of manipulation that's incredibly difficult to detect, let alone regulate. If this deep dive is connecting the dots for you, drop a comment below on what's been the most eye-opening part so far. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now let's talk about crypto, because if there's one area where AI is making waves, it's in the world of digital currencies. Cryptocurrency trading has exploded over the past few years. And AI is right at the heart of it. AI-driven bots now dominate over 70% of trading volume on major crypto exchanges like Binance and Coinbase. These bots are designed to exploit the extreme volatility of cryptocurrencies, making massive profits in a matter of seconds. But the crypto world is like the Wild West. It's unregulated, unpredictable, and often unscrupulous. And that makes it the perfect playground for AI. The rise of AI in crypto has created a new class of super rich traders who use algorithms to ride the waves of market manipulation, often at the expense of retail investors who don't stand a chance against these lightning-fast algorithms. One of the most notorious tactics in crypto is the pump and dump scheme, where the value of a cryptocurrency is artificially inflated through coordinated buying, only for insiders to sell at the peak and leave everyone else holding the bag. It's an age-old scam, but AI has supercharged it, making it easier than ever to execute at scale. For example, in 2023, there was a coordinated AI-driven pump and dump involving the cryptocurrency Shiba Inu. The price spiked by 400% in just 2 days, driven by AI bots executing massive buys and social media hype. Retail investors poured in thinking they were catching the next big thing, only to see the price crash back down once the AI bots had cashed out. The result? Over $150 million was lost by retail investors within hours, while the AI insiders made off with a fortune. And it's not just rogue traders. Some exchanges themselves secretly collaborate with AI traders, giving them access to advanced order types and market data that aren't available to regular users. This creates a two-tiered system where the rich get richer while everyone else is left in the dust. Want to stay ahead of the AI game and make sure you're not left in the dust? Hit subscribe, and I'll keep you armed with the insider knowledge you need. You've heard about AI in stocks and crypto, but what about real estate? AI-driven real estate platforms like Zillow and Opendoor are using predictive algorithms to buy and sell properties at unprecedented scales. These AIs don't just follow the market, they manipulate it, often driving up prices in targeted areas before offloading properties for massive profits. This is how it works. The AI identifies neighborhoods with growth potential, buys up properties en masse, and then sells them at a premium once it's inflated the local market. It's like having a monopoly. But instead of board games, we're talking about real homes and real communities. AI in real estate isn't just making people rich. It's exacerbating housing inequality. The average home buyer is competing against AI bots that can close deals in minutes, often paying above market prices to corner the market. As a result, average home prices in AI-targeted markets have surged by over 20% in just the past 2 years. And if you're wondering why it feels like you can never find a good deal on a house anymore, well, now you know. Some AI-driven platforms have even been caught feeding false data into public listing systems, creating the illusion of demand spikes or inventory shortages. This manipulation inflates home values, allowing these platforms to sell at artificially high prices. It's like playing poker with a marked deck. You think you have a fair chance, but the game was rigged before you even sat down. There's also growing evidence that AI-powered real estate platforms are colluding with financial institutions to secure favorable mortgage terms, essentially locking out lower-income buyers who can't compete. This isn't just market manipulation, it's a systematic restructuring of who gets to own property in America. It's like the American dream has been put up for auction, and the highest bidder is always an AI. In 2022, Opendoor was fined $62 million by the FTC for misleading consumers about the potential profits of selling their homes through the platform. The AI behind Opendoor was found to be deliberately undervaluing homes to maximize resale profits, leaving sellers shortchanged by thousands. It's one thing to lose out on a bidding war. It's another to find out the game was fixed from the start. Think someone you know could benefit from knowing the real score on AI and finance? Share this video with them. Knowledge is power, and it's time to level the playing field. So where does that leave us? AI's role in finance isn't just growing, it's consuming the entire landscape. By 2035, it's projected that AI-driven systems will manage over 90% of global financial assets. Whether it's investing, trading, lending, or real estate, AI will be at the core, driving decisions with an efficiency and ruthlessness that human operators can't match. And above all, stay adaptable. AI is evolving at breakneck speed. What works today might be obsolete tomorrow. Keep learning, stay informed, and don't be afraid to pivot your strategy as new tools and opportunities emerge. The AI landscape is always shifting, and the only constant is change. AI is the ultimate double-edged sword. It can make you rich beyond your wildest dreams or leave you as collateral damage in the wealth arms race. The untold truth is that AI is remaking the financial world in its own image. Fast, ruthless, and without remorse. The question isn't whether you can afford to play the AI game, it's whether you can afford not to. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive into the world of AI-driven finance. If you found this valuable, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's spread the knowledge and make sure we're all on the same playing field. Until next time, stay future-proof.